Alright, welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio with another completed commission. Today we're taking a look at an Adepta Sororitas commission for the Order of the Sacred Rose. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, and Warcry content. Do everything from reactions and reviews. We are a commission studio, so we show off our models as they go out of the studio. And then, of course, do everything from tutorials for painting, magnetization, lighting, and many other things. So if you're into tabletop gaming and something on that list strikes your fancy, make sure you like and subscribe. That being said, let's take a look at what we have here. So this is an expansion force for a previously completed commission. So we're adding in a little bit of heavy support to essentially allow this to pack a little more punch, as well as some transport options also. So starting with the first off on the list, we have our sixth sister Dogmata, a new HQ character that we're adding in. So you can see here that we've used the contrast white, apothecary white of the contrast paints for the armor, and then we have black for the robes and some red for the underrobes. All the paints used in this commission are listed down below. We have our custom ruin temple style bases, and then we use a combination of the ruins with some sand and then some painting techniques to create a custom sort of ruined temple or something like that kind of look that fits the Sisters of Battle line very nicely. Of course, add in some skulls as well, and then we use a combination of some nice silver and gold metallics, and then find the tesseract glow for the eyes and many of the other sensors and things like that on our models. So this is our sister Dogmata. Next, we have the leader of a Dominion squad. This is the Sister Superior. She is armed with a chainsword and combi plasma weapon. Again, we have the same painting style throughout the model, basically just accenting the under portion of the robes in red, and then black for the outer portion of the robes. And then we've used those same various metallics, as well as some tesseract glow, and just a couple little add-ons after that to make it look like the plasma is truly glowing. And as you can see, it accomplishes that task quite well. She is the leader of the squad of Dominions, who are all armed with heavy weapons themselves, but she has a little something to penetrate armor of something nearby if they are in threat. So first of the Dominions is a heavy bolter. There are 4 of these ladies in the squad. Each one is done slightly different in a little bit different of a pose with a custom base, and then 2 are helmeted and 2 are not helmeted to just kind of add a little diversity through the unit. You can see we've used those same gold and silver metallics. And then here on the bolter casing for the heavy bolter, we have used the black Templar contrast paint. Goes very well over the metallics, still allows a little bit of depth of color, but turns out very nicely. And as you can see, we've accomplished the white armor look very nicely with the apothecary white, one of my favorite contrast paints. And here we have another from the squad. This one has a helmet on, and again you can see the effect from the tesseract glow down in those eye sockets. Very nice looking model. Some slight highlights on the silver and gold to make those areas stand out, but overall very nice. Very happy with how they came out. Next, we have a couple of cherubs to help these sisters shoot a little bit more during the game. They have some in-game effects, are on a slightly smaller base, and basically are little flying babies. Again, we have just added in some various skulls and texture on the base. Here is our other one, and they have some other little bonus bits, like this one has a bionic eye, and then of course we have like the little bits hanging down that they gain the flying effect from. We've used the skeleton horde contrast paint for those as well. Works very well for like parchments, banners, skulls, etc. And then of course we have the little blood going on over there as well. So we've used our blood for the blood god effect on that. And moving on to our vehicles now, we have the Exorcist. This is the heavy support hard hitter of the army. And of course, as you can see here, it is basically a giant tank with a organ mounted to the back. Has some great and absolutely beautiful, stunning detail and effects on it. We do have like the driver up there on top, or the gunner, and then we have various flames throughout on top of like the little smokestacks. We have used a combination of contrast paints and regular Citadel paints on those. So we started with the ironed yellow and then slowly blended up through the oranges, reds, and then into black. I've used some Guilliman flesh on the back, kind of like marble looking portions of the wings. And then of course on the little statues as well, just to give it kind of like that cool marble looking statuesque feel to it. You see the tesseract glow down in the sockets there, and for the headlights also to give it a nice bright glow. And then of course we see the missiles done with a couple little shades of blue, It is painted in different portions, so it can be easily disassembled for, you know, basically whatever we need to do, whether it's transport, storage, etc. So we can just kind of pop off the back right here. And then obviously everything is painted separately, so we can easily just remove that or put it back on as need be. And then there's tons and tons of detail on the actual organ itself. We use the blue on the little purity seals and the missiles to give like a nice contrast effect so that they stand out and you can tell exactly what's going on from a distance, as primarily we see a lot of the whites and the metallics as well as the reds and blacks. The blue really stands out, and then of course we have the cherubs on there as well. So here now, looking down in there, you can see the marble floor and the roses as well. We have used the red and green contrast paints for those small little roses also, and then again just use those same reds and blacks. And then here on the organ keyboard, you can see like the little keys themselves are just done with that black Templar as well, and then of course the white that you see throughout. And as you can see, we have a combination of the nice silver and gold metallics. We're using leadbelcher and retributor armor for those, and then a combination of nuln oil on the leadbelcher, and then of course our reikland fleshade on the gold. And then we come back through and do some various highlights with the corresponding gold and silver colors as well. A very nice looking model, absolutely phenomenal in game terms as well. And then next we have our immolator tank here. And again, we've left this in two separate pieces so the turret can swivel to the sides, but also be removed if need be. And again, we've used the same style paint scheme here. Now, a lot of people have trouble with the contrast paints over large flat surfaces. I like to do it a specific way. I will lay down a nice coat of the contrast paints, make sure that I direct any pooling to specific areas, and then I will go through and use a second coat of the contrast paints and make sure to target the areas where it could be potentially like blotchy or not completely filled in how I want it. And then finally, I will come back through with a white edge highlight. In this case, I've used the corax white as it goes very nicely with the gray. So we can remove the turret here. Now, obviously, we see the gold rim there. I've used quite a bit around it. Now, I didn't want to do like your typical stained glass look. I really don't like how it looks. It's too colorful, and too many colors just takes away from the overall model. I prefer the clear kind of glass look on them with the gold rim. I know to each his own, but obviously I think this comes out very nicely. So we can see again, we've used the red on the cloth, and then we have the sister piloting or gunning this thing with various black and red. You can see the guns swivel, and then also the various guns can be removed. They just push fit into place, so we can swap between heavy flamers, heavy bolters, or of course the multi-meltas as well. And then they swivel up and down, and then the actual turret itself swivels in a 360 degree, really closer to like, 90 to 180 degrees, as it can't turn completely around with the shrine on the back there. So that is our immolator. Came out very nicely. Absolutely love these tanks. So that is it for today's commission. This is our Adepta Sororitas expansion force, and obviously it came out very nicely. Each of the models is very good looking and unique in its own right. The custom ruined temple style bases go very well with the sisters also, and then leaving off the top portion of the immolator and exorcist allows us to safely transport these wherever they need to be. So if you are new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, and Warcry content. We have various painting and modeling tutorials. If you'd like to create some of these ruined temple style bases, there's a tutorial for exactly how those are made, essentially from all Games Workshop components, sand, glue, and some skulls. And then also we've done various painting techniques or demonstration videos for the white armor, not only on vehicles, but on our sisters and custodes as well. And then I've done complete walkthroughs of a commission from scratch to completion for custodes, sisters, and many other paint jobs as well. So this is obviously our Adepta Sororitas expansion force, Order of the Sacred Rose. Let me know what you think down below if you like this force. If you have any questions, all the paints used in the orders they were used and everything are listed down below. Feel free to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course leave any comments, critiques, or let me know how you like this. And that's it for today. This is our Order of the Sacred Rose Adepta Sororitas commission. I'm Warhammer Man. This is Warhammer Man Studios, and I'm out of here.